Hi again folks, how's all doing? So Stephen got in touch with me and asked if I would look at this Heljan Class 15. He bought it knowing it was a non-runner and had a look inside, but backed off due to a hand injury. I can tell you that Hellions could do with having 3 hands, not just the 2, but let's see what happens when we turn on the power. Not a sausage, completely dead. And nothing on the ammeter. So let's shove her into the shed and we'll see what's up. Righty ho then. Well, I've looked at a Heljan Class 16 and a Class 17. So here we go with a Class 15. This has been DCC fitted. So there's 3 possibilities why this isn't running. One, it's just not had the DC running enabled on the chip. 2, maybe the chip's been, the chip's blown or the socket's blown. Or 3, and the one I'm worried about, is that the motor has burnt out, which is a common problem with these because the motor's a bit underpowered. I've got a cold coming on, first cold I've had in 5 years, so I'll try not to sniff. Right, okay, so looking at the instructions for this, it tells you how to get into it to fit the chip, but the chip's been fitted. So pretty much be the same process, but we'll take the chip out and put a blanking plate in, and hopefully it'll work. If not, yeah, we might be looking at a replacement motor. Right, so first of all it says to remove this cab, which on the Class 17 was very easy to do, it just pulled off. I'm kind of falling at the first here, I can't get this cab off. There we go. There you are. So that's the cab off, so there's the chip. Right, then the instructions say to remove this, it just clips on. Then there's 2 screws underneath. Then I think we have to remove this interior. Easier said than done when the chip's actually in the thing. There we go. And now we can remove the body apparently. Come on. I don't want to pull it by the bogie. There we go, I think. There we are. Right, so what we'll do is remove this chip, fit a blanking plate, and hopefully this will run. It's an 8-pin blanking plate. I've got a few of them. Right, okay, it's important to get this the right way round. So pin number 1 is top left there. Put that in. Make sure that wire's not on the road. Okay, will this run? Yes, it does. So it looks like we just had a blown chip, or the chip wasn't enabled for DC running. That's a relief. So either this has DC running disabled or it's blown, but Stephen is a DC guy, so that'll do him. But I think out of curiosity, I'm going to reattach this and get my DCC controller out and just see if this actually works. I've just picked up my DCC controller and look what I found stuck underneath it with a bit of black tack, the Mankey brush. There you go. That's weird how things happen. Right, connect this up. So I've connected this up, I've assigned number 3 to the locomotive, and away it goes. So there's nothing wrong with the chip, it just didn't have DC enabled. So if you pick up a DCC fitted locomotive and it doesn't work under DC, take the chip out, stick a blanking plate in, and chances are it'll run. If not, you've got another problem. I'm actually a little bit disappointed that it worked. I'd quite like to take this apart and get into the motor and replace the motor, but it's yeah, not an easy job to do, but kind of fun in a weird way. I actually really like Heljan's for all their fiddly nonsense. Okay, pop that back in, and we'll put this back together. That'll be that. Nice easy fix. Just hope we can get it all back together. That went back together quite easy. These screws back in, put that back on. And then refit that. That side. Here we go. So, there we go. So there we go. I wouldn't even call that repair, it's just fitting a blanking plate. But yeah, still a fiddle to get in to do it. Right, let's go and pull it out of the shed. Okay, let's bring it out. So there we are, that's Stephen's Class 15 running under DC. Yeah, I was half expecting a Duff motor on this, but thankfully it actually didn't have anything wrong with it at all. It just needed a blacking plate fitted in place of the DCC chip. Heljan don't make it easy to take the locomotives apart, and the cab on this was particularly stubborn. You know, there was a part of me that actually was looking forward to taking this all apart and fitting a new motor, but to be honest, I'm relieved I didn't have to do that, and it saved Stephen the cost of a new motor. So, an easy repair, and I found my old manky brush. Right, okay, I'll get this packed up and sent back to Stephen. Catch you later, folks.